Well, I didn't really have much to think about today. I was just balancing the fields out. I wanted to put the fat field on the 290 because this chassis will have a metal chassis and it's a Pacific, so it's a pretty heavy metal chassis. So I thought I'd put the fats on, and I'm going to get the skinnies. Right, the skinnies on the plastic and the mediums on the metal Atlantic. Okay, so I got to switch those yet. But I put this together, just barely put it together. I haven't even got it all screwed up yet. Just put it on, fired up. I want to make sure I got it all back together great. One thing, I had a big wad of spacers in here because this is a non-Pullmore no, everything's fine. I don't know what it is, okay? But but for some reason it started to run, and I kept turning it down and turning it down, and I got to 1.6 volts at 7.5 amps, and it was still turning 1.6, and it's not really together yet. I gotta see, if I tighten it up, it's going to get too tight, I think. That's the problem. Okay. So it's a little tight if I go all the way. But the beauty of this is I have 2 ball bearings in the front, which I think is what's doing this. So if I could countersink that front bushing just a tiny bit, I might be able to get by with the 2 bearings and not all these spacers. The spacers seem to add a lot of drag. Before, it was a bronze bushing. Let me show you. It had this bronze bushing in there and a wad of spacers to set it up right, and it was requiring 5 volts to turn, or maybe 3 volts to turn. I can't remember, but it was more than normal, I thought. Now it's 1.5. It's pretty amazing. So the ball bearings, I want to get a ball bearing in the back somehow. I got to work on that because I think that will be a good thing, but it's going to be more precise machining, I think. Okay, just thought I'd share that little bit with you. So we're balancing the fields. The big one is for the metal Pacific. The medium one is going to be switched over to the metal Atlantic, and this thin one is going to be switched over to the plastic Atlantic. So those two need to switch yet. Then I'm printing another adapter plate. Machine's working great after a major tune-up yesterday.